What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of At Home with Mark. Today, season 3, episode 20. Nice round number for my friend Buddy Blues. Thank you so much for doing this, man.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I am also round.
After last week, eating all the turkey and stuffing, I'm sure I am too.
Yes.
A little bit more LBs on there.
Yeah.
Dude, I am so excited to have you on. And we were talking about this beforehand, but I have to give props to our buddy Terry up in good
Yes.
old Canada, who connects the world. He's like the
Yes.
reading rainbow,
Yes.
basically. But thank you, Terry, for hooking us up. And
Absolutely. Yeah.
what a
Terry's
great,
awesome, man.
yeah, and what a great community that we have. You know what I mean? Like, I find that I don't see egos. Like
Uh,
maybe YouTube, but not Instagram, where
maybe
we
you
mostly hang out.
definitely YouTube, but Instagram, yeah, no, never. Like all these guys that are doing what you and I are doing, and they're doing more or less or whatever it is, they are always so supportive of each other. Everybody shares each other's posts and stuff like that. It's really
Yeah.
lovely to see. Like a lot has changed from the gear page days to now.
Oh, totally, dude. I love it, man. It's been so great. Tell me a little bit about so for quarantine when that hit.
Mhm.
Let's start there, and then we'll go through the typical thing that we do on the show. But when that hit for you, because that's when this started for me, I was like, "What am
Yes.
I gonna do? I can't gig." Like,
Yes.
what happened for you in that moment?
That
Basically,
that happened. I right away thought, all right, all the gigs have stopped. Because before that, my only way of getting, how do you say it, getting your name out there was live shows. I still do it like they did it in the 60s. It's
me too,
live
man.
shows, sell CDs, live shows, sell CDs, tour, whatever, all of that. When all of that stopped, I thought, all right, so something needs to happen. And the only avenue was what everybody has been telling me to do for the last 5-6 years now is get on YouTube. You've got a lot of guitars, you've got some pedals, start doing reviews and see where that takes you. And that's what I did. Yeah, I started my YouTube channel.
Man. So, and it's just like immediately,
Slowly
like,
but surely.
yeah,
No, it was, I think, in January of this year, I had 1/5 of the subscribers that I have now. So it is growing.
yeah,
Thankfully, I mean,
yeah,
but
dude.
it is growing.
Rightfully so, brother. Yeah, I
Thank
mean
you.
that's so cool, man. Did you like at the time when you were getting into it and starting to get the feedback you were getting and like enjoying it, were you like, I don't know if I want to gig anymore? Like this is nice to be home and like, did you have any of those thoughts?
Mm, kind of.
Tread lightly, my friend.
Kind of. But none
Yeah.
of the venues that I play at are gonna watch this, right? They're probably all on here looking. But no, it kind of because gigging is a lot of work, man. It's you get on stage and you post that picture of your nice shoes next to the pedal board and stuff like that. But people don't know how much work went into that beforehand, how
Mhm.
we got here, how what's about to happen. Like hey, about to start a show, click Instagram. But
Yeah.
you've got 4 or 5 hours now ahead of you, sometimes with no breaks. And then
Mhm.
the next day it's rinse and repeat. So I'm not complaining. It's a great it's a privilege really to be able to play in front of people, especially nowadays. But yeah, I did think of all right, time to do something, let it go viral, and that's it.
Yeah. I mean, I
Yeah.
think the main thing I noticed when all this went down and I started doing this and having fun again, and because like when you start gigging and you're humping gear around till 3 o'clock in the morning and
Mhm.
you get home and you're just exhausted the next day and you do it again the
Right.
next night. It's a grind, obviously. It's a beautiful grind because you get to hang
Mhm.
out with your friends and make music spontaneously, which I think is the most amazing thing about what we do. But I would say that since my weekends have now kind of chilled out and I've been home with my family and my wife and my daughter on the weekends and watching a movie and playing less gigs, I have definitely been happier in terms of like I'm not grumpy on the weekends because I'm
Right.
sleepy. You know what I mean? But I also, what has really happened for me, and you can tell me if this has happened for you, gigs mean more to me now
Right.
because it's like it's a conduit to happiness for me because it's getting back to how I felt when I was in middle school and I plugged a guitar in.
Rather than a
Like
job.
right. Why are we in this in the first place? Why the
Right,
hell are we doing this?
right,
Like, did you
absolutely.
experience that feeling too?
I did, especially with the festival gigs. So I got back to big festival gigs before many of the people did because I am in Florida and
Mhm.
we opened very quickly. So I got back to these gigs right away, and it was the outdoor blues festival, for example, and all that. You've got hundreds of people. Those mean so much more now. It's
Mhm.
so much more fun to do. And I played one at the Lou Gardens Blues Festival. When was it? About a month ago. Man, that place was incredible. It
Nice.
was packed, and it was great. It was really good to be back out
Man,
on one of those.
that's fun. I blues festivals in particular, because those people are avid music fans,
Yes, yes,
so
yes.
it's
You'll get the guy that stands in front like this,
yeah.
watching you.
Looking at your pedal board.
Yeah, yeah, seeing what
Oh,
you're doing.
SRV
Yep,
lick 1, SRV lick
yep,
2, you know what I mean?
yep.
Um, that's great, dude. I'm glad that you're doing it again. So who do you play with? Like, who's, like, what's your main band gig? Because I know you told me you're doing a duo thing, but, like, what's the main band gig? Because I
The
don't know
main
if I
band
know
gig,
that.
it's the Buddy Blues Band.
Okay, okay.
So I'm on guitar, we've got a keyboard player, my drummer, and a bass player.
Nice,
That's
perfect.
generally the band that we go into. We do trios as well, minus the keyboard player every once in a while. But that's the band. That's been the band since 2013.
Okay, that's great. Perfect. I love the 4-piece with keys, man.
Yes.
There's just so much and it takes
Yes.
some pressure off of you. You don't have to
So many less chords to play, and I figure things out as we go. No, no,
yeah.
thank you. You do it. You do it. You're getting paid. You do it.
Yeah, you can blow over this time.
Yeah.
Um, all right, well, let's get into the normal swing here. So, I'm curious,
Mhm.
what is your earliest musical memory?
Earliest musical memory. Um, Probably at the age of 4, when my mom used to force feed us classical music, my brother and I. It was, I believe it was a holiday. I don't remember if it was Easter or Christmas, and she would play a song for us, and she would tell us, "How does that make you feel?" So she would play Beethoven Symphony Number 5, for example. How does that make you? I don't know, anxiety, mom. But but she would play these pieces, the Chopin, whatever. She would play these pieces for us, and pretty much ask us an oral dissertation to give her back of how did that make you feel? How does it blah blah blah? And yeah. Well, Jeff and I, my brother and I, we owe our whole musical life to my mom by just force feeding us classical music from the start.
Man, that's great.
Because
You
I
did
was like you, I was classically trained on the piano.
okay.
We are actually insane. I'm still mediocre on
Oh,
piano.
I'm not that good, dude. I'm a
I
half-assed
saw
piano
that
player.
Instagram video. It was pretty good.
Oh,
That piano you played in Nashville,
oh, yeah, that piano was
it
sick,
sounded
dude.
so good. Even through my
Oh.
phone speaker, it sounded so good.
Oh, man, did I send you the single yet? I'll send you the single after we get off the phone after we
Yes,
get off
please.
this thing. But yeah, that piano was dope, and Gabe Dixon from the Tedeschi Trucks Band played
Yes.
B3 on that, and he crushed that, like, that B3, that whole room, dude. If anyone
Yeah.
ever gets to Nashville and wants to record, there's this place called The Studio.
Yeah. That would be
Beautiful,
the way. Yeah.
beautiful room. Anyway, so is your mom a musician? Your
No, no one is. It's just my brother and I, and the whole family on both sides.
dang, is your brother play
He's a
too?
bass player. Yep, incredible
Okay.
bass player. Yeah.
Oh, that's killing, man. That's crazy. So, like, if you were brought up, how did you find blues music or how did you find rock? Like,
Funny story. It's so we had a house that was directly in front of in Beirut, Lebanon. It was directly in front of the American University of Beirut. So we had students rent on the second floor. One of those students one day when I was around 15, 16, and I was, all right, I'm done with classical piano. Classical piano is not cool. I would like to do something else. And I was starting to obsess over electric guitars a lot. And I saw someone playing an electric guitar, and I opened the door, but didn't even knock, bust open the door. And I said, "That's an electric guitar. Can you teach me?" He said, "No, that's a bass, but yes, I can teach you guitar." And that was it. It was a neighbor that was a student that was renting from us.
man,
And he
that's
got
cool.
me into it. And he was in a Pink Floyd cover band, but a huge blues fan. That's
Okay.
how I got introduced to both of these avenues that set me.
Okay. So, was that the moment that, like, It broke for
Yes.
you and guitar and
Yes.
string instruments? Okay.
It was pride and joy for Stevie Ray Vaughan that he played for me, and it was comfortably numb. Pink Floyd. That was
Mhm.
it. I need to learn that, and I need to learn that.
Man. So how did you end up getting a guitar? Like, what was your first guitar?
Mom, see in I don't know which grade you call it here, but I guess the equivalent are the final exams of high school. I guess.
Oh, okay.
Um, so it's a national thing back home. She said, if you pass those, I'm gonna get you a guitar. And then my dad was also on board. He's like, "Yep, if he passes, we'll get him a guitar." He thought I was gonna get a classical guitar and play flamenco, but then my mom went and got me the Squire pack. The guitar, amp, everything in one box. That
Mhm.
was it.
Man, that's awesome. How cool is it to have supportive parents, dude? I mean,
Incredible,
a lot of people
incredible.
don't have that, It's like,
To this day, she's probably watching as we speak. To this day,
oh, good on you, mom. That's
yes.
awesome. So, all right. So, if you at that time, if you're in that age group where it's like end of high school,
Mhm.
um, and you were playing electric bass, like you were learning bass at that time. So you
No,
were
he was a bass player. He was teaching me guitar.
oh,
So he was
so
just teaching me basic chords and like this is the blues scale type stuff. He
oh,
was
okay.
also learning guitar along the way.
Oh man, that's
Yeah.
crazy. So you had your Squire pack at that time? When
Yes.
okay, okay, I see.
Yes. That's
Now
I
it's
bought
making
it
sense.
afterwards, after I met him.
Okay.
Yep.
Alright. And then so Pink Floyd, Stevie, tell me some more records that were like seminal records in the beginning of your career.
BB King live at Cook County Jail. That oh my god, that was then I developed an obsession with BB King. And then it just keeps going and going. I mean, Are You Experienced, Jimi Hendrix, all that.
Mhm.
It was record after record until I did the unthinkable, and I got stuck in one genre for too long, for way too long. Like, here's a little anecdote that's gonna blow your mind. Stairway to Heaven, the first time I ever heard it in my life, 2, 3 months ago. Yes,
Really?
yeah, I promise you. I just now discovered Led Zeppelin. Just now discovered Led Zeppelin, and
Wow.
and
That's
I
refreshing, buddy. That's
yeah,
very refreshing actually because
yes, yes,
everyone you talk to, Zeppelin is always like the first thing they
right.
say. That's
Right,
awesome.
right. Stairway to Heaven blew my mind. So I'm sitting here learning it from Marty Schwartz the other day,
Yeah.
literally how to play it. Like it felt like I was 16 all over again.
Oh man, you have a lot of music to get into with that band
Oh
then.
yeah. Oh god, yeah.
Like, there's a plethora of really cool deep cut stuff that's gonna blow your socks off.
Right, right,
Man, that's respectable, buddy. I
R-
salute that, man. That's great.
right. Like it's some people are jealous. They're like, you just discovered it. I want that feeling again.
That's the thing, man. I mean, like, that band I mean, anytime you talk to a guitar player, they're gonna say Jimmy
Right.
Page, Jimi
Hmm.
Hendrix, it's just it's that canned answer
Right.
thing. So, like, early on, BB was a big deal for you.
Yes,
Did that segue into the other Kings?
it did. It did.
Okay.
Because then I heard because I was well versed in all of the recorded songs of Steve Ray Vaughan. But then I heard Albert King, and I'm like, huh, no wonder Stevie said I'm very inspired by Albert King and Jimi Hendrix. And then I'm like, all right, well, let's check this Jimi Hendrix guy out. And then that was the unhealthy. That was unhealthy for me
Yeah.
when I got into Hendrix. But yeah, it's really we look at the greats, but they go by generation. I see it this way, at least. They go by generation. It's like, all right, so who inspired this guy? Let's go back a bit. Who inspired this guy? Let's go back a bit.
Yeah.
And you keep discovering and discovering. It's great.
Yeah. So who was after BB? Like Albert?
Yeah, Albert King. Freddie King was the one that I got into later. So I
Okay.
was maybe 2021. Later, I got into Freddie King, and then Albert Collins became another. Popped up on the radar. Then by that time, the first Crossroads came out, that DVD set that Clapton released.
Mhm.
That's when I discovered a whole slew of people. Buddy Guy, John Mayer. That was the first time I had ever seen John Mayer. So all of that.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
What was the first Freddie King record you heard?
Uh Hideaway.
Okay.
Hideaway, and what was
The Burglar?
the Stumble, the
Oh,
song The
some
Stumble. Yeah, I love
oh,
that
okay.
song.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. The Burglar, that was the first record I heard
Yes.
of and I was like, "Holy like, this is, like, funky,
Yeah.
it's dirty, it's
Yes.
different." It's a
Yes.
very different vibe than listening to, like, BB King or, like,
Right.
even Albert, like, it's just, like, a dirty, funky, greasy kinda blues.
Yeah.
That's why I think he spoke to me. Are you into, like, funk music too? Like, are you really
Oh,
into
yes. Yeah,
Okay,
very much so. Yeah. Funk
okay,
and lo-fi is my jam these days.
okay. What are you listening to right now that you're into that's funky and soulful?
Old hip hop right now. A lot of Joey Badass, like from the early 90s.
Oh,
I'm
dude, that's
really into
awesome.
that. Yeah. A lot into that. And lo-fi, there's this French artist called Anomaly. He
Okay.
mixes jazz with lo-fi. It's oh man. I'll send you a few songs afterwards.
I would love to hear that. That sounds
Yeah.
amazing.
It's just
Um,
one guy with a piano. Insane.
oh, tight. Dude, so you started pretty late, started playing pretty late. So, like,
Very, yeah.
tell me a little bit about like, okay, you're working on these tunes, you're working on Pink Floyd stuff, some other things, blues stuff. Um, like, how did you get to there from there to here? Because your facility on the instrument and fluidity on the instrument is second to none, man. Like,
Thank you.
you have a wonderful feel, you have a wonderful touch. Like, did that stuff come just from, like, osmosis from sleeping on LPs, like, at night? Like, how
Yeah,
did you
theft. It came from
yeah,
theft. Yeah.
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 How did you get from there to here? Like, because you started late, so you had to been putting in some
Yeah.
hours.
Very much, very much. I used to practice a lot. You don't call it practice when you're obsessed with it in the beginning. You remember those days when you were learning and stuff, and you were learning about everything and how the guitar works and all that, and artists you like and you don't. It's you don't call that practice. You just call it, yeah, I was learning the guitar back then. But if you think about it, that's actually putting in a lot of time. So
Mhm,
that's when I put in a lot of time and I honed the blues skills, if you will. Then I got into again back to that Crossroads DVD. Also introduced me to Eric Johnson. So then I wanted to, all right, how do I make this guitar sound like a violin and play that fast? I'm still working on all of that, but
mhm,
he was also a huge inspiration, Eric Johnson, for example.
mhm.
So you start mixing and matching, and then I around 2015, 16, I think I branched out completely. I hit the old Captain Pentatonic wall, and I started listening to a lot of gypsy jazz, a lot of old Django Reinhardt, uh, Angelo Debar, French guy, and started to emulate these guys. And I'm like, oh my God, a whole different world opened up, new scales, new phrases and licks and stuff like that. And then
Mhm.
from that, I moved to flamenco, same thing. So I try to take as much as I can from everybody, really, and put it in my bag, call it mine.
Man. Well, that's what makes your fingerprint special, Like, everybody has their own, influences, and they're gonna come out of you regardless if you want
Right,
them to or not.
right.
I mean, it's just gonna happen regardless, but you can hear it. Now that you say that, I can hear it in your playing.
Yeah, a little bit of
Um,
this.
yeah, yeah, I mean, because you do have, we all lean on the pentatonic thing and, like, our
Hmm.
typical licks and stuff, but, like, you can hear there's a little bit of all of that, what you just said, in your hands. And I heard that one video you put up, I don't know if it was recent, it was in the past couple of weeks, but you were, talking about, like, the holy grail of the Eric Johnson tone with that fuzz pedal,
Yeah. Oh
and
my
I
God.
was like, "Yep, that's that violin, you got it,"
Yes,
like, and you
yes.
have that too, like, you had, like, like, the chops to be able to play in that
Thank you.
manner. I don't, but, like, you definitely do.
Thank you.
So it all comes out, man. But
Thanks. I can
that's
impress you
not
for 10 seconds, then it gets repetitive.
Oh, I'm sure if I was at a show watching you play, I'd be impressed all night, man.
Thank you.
Um, so okay, so you're working on, you know, all that stuff early on, really in the woodshed pretty hard. When is like the first live gig? Like, how old are you when you play your first gig?
It was at a Starbucks.
Got to
We
start
played for
somewhere, bro.
Frappuccinos. We played for Frappuccinos at a Starbucks. It was during final exams for, again, the American University of Beirut. It was finals for them. And we just we had a room in a basement, I guess. It was abandoned, and that was our band practice room. And so we used to practice a lot. A friend of mine who was a drummer, my brother on bass, and me on guitar. And we decided to take the show take the show on the road. So we went to Starbucks naturally. And and we asked if we could actually play every, I forgot what it was, every Saturday maybe, or every Friday, and we're willing to take frappuccinos as payment. And the manager looked at us and was like, "All right, cool. See you Saturday." And we were there every Saturday on time, 7 o'clock in our Sunday best, and playing just extremely horrible renditions of Pink Floyd and blues loud while people were trying to study and have coffee. So that was the first gig. But that
That's
was the
awesome,
first guitar gig, though. I was doing a lot of piano recitals ever since I was 6 years old.
man. So, all right, so Starbucks. Let's stay
Mhm.
there for a second because I'm curious about this. Um, all right, so you're playing cover tunes, obviously.
Mhm.
Uh, did you find that to be a formative experience in terms of your professionalism as a musician, or did you find that that was just a stepping stone?
I think it was a stepping stone. We were a nuisance. I think it
Okay.
was a stepping stone. I mean, it was one of those gigs where you leave before they fire you because you know how bad you are.
I know that feeling.
And
Um,
yeah, and the next show, I guess you could call, we played was the school talent show. That was fun. I remember that was fun. I felt like a rock star back then.
oh,
'Cause
dude,
everybody
yeah.
was like, "Oh man, we didn't even know that you played guitar." Like, me neither. Here we are.
What are you talking about? Guitar? What's that thing?
Yeah.
Uh, and so, okay, so from the talent show, what did you guys play in the talent show? And what was the name of the band?
So what? It was named So What
Okay.
with a exclamation mark, not a question mark.
Okay.
That was the name of the band. Yeah, it was So What, and yeah, we played the same old, pretty much all cover tunes, like from the Blues Brothers, the Peter Gunn theme. I'm sorry, um, Pink Floyd stuff, Another Brick in the Wall because it was at a school. Ooh, and what else? A couple of blues tunes and Comfortably Numb. We always ended with Comfortably Numb,
Man, you guys did a whole
butchering that
set?
solo. Yeah,
That's dope.
it
I
was
never
about
got to do that at talent shows in
like
middle school
20,
and high
30
school.
minutes. Yeah.
Man, that's dope, dude.
I think no one else participated now that I think about it, but yeah, they gave us the whole time slot.
Get these schmoes in here. They'll play
Yeah.
for half an hour.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Pay 'em in frappuccinos.
Oh, God, dude. So after that, was it like, we have the bug, we need to get real gigs?
Yes. Yes,
So
and
what did you do?
we tried, but we couldn't get many. But we did try to get gigs, and it was always playing it was called the Outdoor Festival inside of the American University of Beirut, which had a huge, beautiful campus, green and all that. And once a year, they would do the Outdoor Festival, which had games for kids and stuff like that. So you can explore the campus and a big stage. And after that, it was just a couple of these. And man, do I even remember my first paid gig? I don't know when that was,
Hmm.
but I think it was after I had left Lebanon and then we came back. I think that's what it was. Can't
Okay.
remember anymore.
How old were you when you came here?
Mm, 20.
Okay.
Yes.
So not much further after that then.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a very short amount of time and a lot of frappuccinos.
Do you not drink frappuccinos anymore, my friend?
Never. 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 It's now just double espressos.
Oh my gosh. And were you still playing the Squire then? Or were you like getting
Oh,
serious and
that's another funny story. No.
okay.
So there was a very small mom and pop shop music store. He was known for being snaky. Like he would get a guitar in and tell you, like a Squire, and he would tell you that's a $2,000 guitar, look, because it says Fender. He was that type of guy. So one time he had an American Fender, that one. He had an American Fender hanging, and for once we were ahead of him. He had no idea what he had. He said this is just a regular Fender, but it was at a 2001 American Standard. So I said, guess what? I'll trade you that Squire that says Fender on here, and I'll give you 300 bucks in cash, and you give me that guitar. And that was my very first real electric guitar. I still have it.
Oh, that's dope, man.
Yeah,
That's so great. So what amp were you playing through then at that time?
that one, the one that comes with it. I think Frontman 15.
Okay, I
The one
remember
that comes
those.
with the box. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, that's those things are pretty loud too. I remember
Live, yeah.
they're solid state, right? Weren't those
Yes.
from? Okay, yeah, I remember those because I had one when I was teaching at this private school. I was teaching private lessons and ensembles and stuff, and they had like one of those in one of the rooms. And some kid must have come in when I wasn't in there when it went and just
Yeah.
dimed everything. And I always remember like those amps, like you could put it up between 1 and 2, and it was
And that's it. Yep.
hella loud.
Yeah.
Um, and I came in one day and one of the kids plugged in and just turned it on while I was getting paperwork or whatever. And it was like, I thought the teachers were going to come in and strangle me. Like a bunch of the teachers ran in the room like, "Hey, what do you think you're doing? This
Yeah.
class is going on." I'm like, dude, I don't know. Some kid must have come in here and cranked all. I don't know. But I was like, oh my God, that 15-watt amp like is
Yeah.
not
It's
15
a
watts.
it isn't. It isn't. It's a lie. It's a twin reverb.
Oh my gosh, dude. All right. So you got your American Standard. You
Yes.
got your Frontman.
Mhm.
Where do you run at that time? Because what year is this?
2000
2001, 2?
No, 2004, 2005.
Okay. So the boutique pedal market is starting to do something, but like what were you playing with pedals at that time? Were you kind of like, eh,
All right. So I started playing with pedals about a year ago.
Zeppelin and pedals? All
Zeppelin and
right,
pedals.
continue.
All right. So before that, it was just guitar and amp. It was always that until I found one of those Korg Toneworks multi effects pedal from the same guy, from the same the snake, from the same guy. And I bought it. It was a multi effect pedal that used to belong to the guitar player of the bass player that taught me how to play. So he
Shut
had
up.
all, I swear. So he had
Ugh.
all the presets on there. Like Comfortably Numb was one, Time, Pink Floyd was two, stuff like that. So I had that for a while. Um, and then that was it. And then one day I was playing at a blues bar and a really big name now, Otis Grand, walked in, he's huge in the UK,
I don't know that
huge
guy.
blues guy. You look him up. I'll send you a link.
Okay.
He walked up to me and said, and I had that Toneworks, and he said, "Throw that away. You don't need that to play the blues. You don't need pedals. You need an amp. Crank it, and you don't need pedals." And boy, did I take that to heart for the next 12 years of my life. Zero pedals. Refused to touch them
Oh man, so where were you just riding your volume on your guitar kind of thing?
all the time,
Cleaning it
all
up?
the time,
Man.
and I'd get 2 channel amps as well.
Okay.
So 2 channel amps if I wanted like heavy distortion or overdrive,
Mhm.
and just really crank the clean channel
Man, that's crazy.
for
I
my
feel
entire musical life.
so basically, let's summarize. You've done everything in the correct order.
I don't have I
I think you have. I think you
because I feel like
have.
I've missed so much when it comes to like an actual univibe when I was trying to emulate Hendrix, for example, instead of riding the tone knob.
Hey man, look at all the the experience that you got to like manipulate an instrument and have a voice on your own too, though, you know?
That did
Like
help.
genuinely speaking, man, I do feel like thinking about your story, I think you have done things in the correct order. In a very mature order, we should say, because there's a lot of cats that are scared to just plug straight into an amp and go to a gig, you
Right,
know? So
right,
to be able to like be fearless in that way and to be able to find your sound and like because you have to have there's a level of your sound that you have to have coming out at you on a
yeah,
stage to make you inspired to play
right.
better and whatever. So to like be able to harness that with what you just described at that age, it's pretty awesome, man.
Thanks.
Think about it. I mean, really. It's like it's backwards, but it's
Yeah, it's very
perfect.
backwards. Yes.
But it's perfect.
Yeah, but it
Um,
did help. It did help a lot because I mean, think about how much distortion covers when it comes to mistakes and stuff like
uh-huh.
that. So I had to learn those runs clean and stuff like that. So I guess maybe you're right.
Yeah.
Huh. I've
Yeah.
learned something. Listen to Mark Hawkins, people.
Well, so okay, from there, still the same band, still So What at that time?
No, at that time we added a guitar player and then I had moved here, so that dissolved. Uh then briefly for these outdoor gigs, there was a band called the JB Blues Band, Jeff and Buddy Blues Band. And then that was it. And then I moved here, and then whenever I go back and visit, my brother and I would do a lot of band gigs there. He with his drummer, and that was called the Beirut Blues Band.
Mhm.
No, no, it wasn't. No, what was it called? Beirut Blues Brothers. I'm looking at the poster. It was called the
Oh,
Beirut Blues Brothers. Jeff
that's
and I,
awesome.
blood brothers. Yeah, and that was it. And we did a lot of that. My brother and I, a lot of these gigs in Lebanon. 2012 was an incredible year. For example, we were on the news and all that. And I was just there for 2 months for the summer.
Oh man, that's great. Is your brother still over there, or is he over here now?
He's in Dubai. Yeah, he's in the Middle East still.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, that has to be a really fun experience to play music with the
Yes.
sibling, dude.
Yes. And I
I mean,
haven't in years, and we just did in Dubai. I was in Dubai this month, the beginning of this month,
right.
and we went and we played a show there. We played a couple of songs, and man, was it good. I have it all on video. I'm going to release it on YouTube soon.
Oh, that's great. I can't wait to see that. I mean, that's got to put a big old smile on your face, man, when
Yes.
it's like if you're looking over and your brother's killing it and you're like,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
That's cool, dude.
Yeah. Even though
Um,
he said, "Don't embarrass us." Before we went on stage, he said, "I've been talking all this big game about you here in Dubai. Don't get up on stage and embarrass me."
that's a perfect sibling thing to say.
Yes.
Um, all right, so from there, have you always been in Florida? Like when you came here?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Landed here,
So
stayed here.
so how did you just start to go out and meet people at open mics and stuff to get to
Yes.
know the circuit? Okay, that's
Yes.
preach that to everybody because everyone always asks me, how do I find
That
people and blah blah blah.
that is the best way to do it. That is the best. You can go to Craigslist route and meet the weirdies, or go to an open mic and scout. You don't have to play. You don't have to play at the open mic. Sit and scout. That's it.
Hmm.
The only time you play is to prove to the other person that you can play, I guess, or if you guys could link up. But yeah, I would sit and scout. All right, this bass player I like, this drummer I like, stuff like that.
Yeah,
That's how I met these guys, and that's how you get into the circuit, if you will.
yeah. So are those cats in your band now? Like the people that you're playing with now? Like are from you meeting them at a
One
open
person
mic?
still is. One person still is.
That's
Yes, but
great.
but I haven't been to open mics in ages. I should go, but I haven't been in a long, long time, years.
You've graduated from that, my friend. You don't need to do that
I
anymore.
They're
but
still fun.
but seriously speaking, preach like that's the way to do it, man. Like
Right,
to
it
meet
is.
people. Really.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Let's go into the gear downward spiral right now.
Yes, my favorite
Because
subject.
yes. So you've got a couple beautiful amps behind you. What are you playing through usually in your videos?
My videos, I do but this is really difficult. This camera, I do the
Okay.
Fender Supersonic 22
Okay. Cool.
through the aux box because
Nice.
it's the cleanest amp that I have. The
Okay.
cleanest platform. It's the clean that you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's that classic Fender clean, great sounding amp. So especially if I'm demoing a pedal, for example, I don't want to put too much of a tone imprint on the pedal itself. So I don't want to run it through the Dumble style, for example.
Right. What's
It'd be
that
too
one?
Chariotone Dumble,
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
Dumble overtone special. It's the Dumble clone, really. It's not a
Oh,
Dumble.
okay. Oh, somebody put something in here about that. Let's.
Well, there's not- Me too.
Yeah. So is that the amp you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And we got a couple more here. Let's just give some people some love. Michael saying, "What's up?"
Hello.
Hello from Texas,
Hi.
buddy. An amazing guitar player. Period.
Thank you.
Yes, he is. Is that a Sir behind you too? Is that like a Badger?
No,
or...
that's a Mexican Strat that I got for a steal, 200
No,
bucks.
I mean the amp. That one amp
Oh,
that has that Marshall faceplate looking thing next to the Dumbley.
this
What is?
one?
Yeah. What
No,
is
it's
that?
also a Chariotone.
Oh, okay.
Yes. It's the JTM 45/100 Experienced. It's supposed to be the exact copy of the amp Hendrix used in kind of like a Super Lead JTM 45 thing.
Yeah, yeah. That's like
Loud.
Doyle Bramhall area.
Yes.
Too. Yeah.
Yes.
That man. Let's take a second.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Anyway.
Yes. Also I got introduced to him through that DVD, that Crossroads DVD when he was playing with Clapton. Oh my God, what a sound! His hands, dude. There's something in it.
Dude, have you seen those clips that like Clapton was putting up with he was like throwing, let's like give the drummer some, but give Doyle some, and like Doyle was just rip, and Clapton was like,
yeah. Yes. Yes.
And he's playing like a Collins I-35 or something.
Right.
Like it just
Oh man.
sounds gorgeous and amazing, like he always does.
Right.
Um, so let's talk about, since we were joking beforehand about PRS stuff. So
Mhm.
I want you to convince me about a couple things here. So we were talking, I'm looking to get a guitar with humbuckers. I'm really in love with the 345 because of Freddie King.
Yep.
Everybody jokes about PRS as being the lawyer guitar.
Doctors, lawyers,
But
engineers.
yeah, but like out of all the guitars that you have, like if you had a hierarchy of the instruments that you play, like how would you stack them up? And like in terms of like, I go for this first or this, like explain to me what your thought process is.
The first thing I always gravitate towards is single coils. And generally it's a Strat, but in this case, it's the LSL Saticoy that I have, the custom LSL Saticoy. I hope that one day you can walk into your friend's store and he has an LSL Saticoy so that you can try it. You'll never go back. And I'm the
Really?
biggest Fender fanboy. Yes.
Okay. Is that
Yes.
the one with binding that I see you play?
No, it's oh man. It's this one. It's the
Okay.
white one.
Okay.
Unbelievable. It's built so well. It feels exactly like the 63 that I once played at a guitar show.
Oh man.
Incredible,
Yeah.
incredible guitar. So
What
that's the one I
pickups are
usually
in there?
go for. They make their own
Oh,
LSL
okay.
60s style. Yeah,
Okay.
they make their own.
Okay. It's always hard to find. So like, you'll play through some Fenders and like some of the pickups sound anemic, or the just they don't have that like
The
throaty.
oomph. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have that throaty thing that like you hear like pickups like those MF pickups that Scott
Mhm.
McKeon like pimps
Yes.
and whatever. Those sound to me like vintage throaty Strat pickups.
Yes. Yes. That
100%.
woody open neck, middle of the neck pickup type thing. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
love that sound.
Oh my god, yeah. Um, but then we were talking about the PRS 5815s because those humbuckers are just absolutely gorgeous too.
Yes.
So you have the DGT and you have a McCarty, right?
The
594.
594. Yes.
Do both? Well, what's David's guitar come with? Pickups.
His own.
Okay.
It's the PRS tunes. I believe they are the 5815s, but I'm generally wrong. But they are the 5815s, but with more output for David
Oh,
Grissom.
yeah. He does like to
The
get a little
way,
juicy.
yeah. But the 5815s are very, very low wound. And I thought that I liked higher output humbuckers or regular output humbuckers, and I was very wrong. The low output humbuckers is where it's at, for me at least. That
Mhm.
really is where it's at.
I don't understand that whole holy grail. I've obviously, who has played a 59 Les Paul? I mean,
All
let's
right.
be real. But like
Joe Bonamassa.
yeah, the whole PAF thing, like I get that, like what you're describing is
Mhm.
that. But what is it like actually that you were like surprised about? Like what made you feel so shocked about liking them?
It's because I always thought that if you think the Les Paul sound with distortion and all that, the slash and all that, you think they're using really hot pickups, which they're not. They're using really clear and defined, well-defined pickups. So you hear every note, you hear the guitar itself ring, and well, I mean, that's what I found with the PRS is that it takes pedals very well, it responds to the amp very well, and it's a thing I heard on YouTube. I don't know how true it is, but they say that when they do measure these real 59 pickups, the output is almost as like a single coil.
Huh.
So I guess
Interesting.
that's why we like it, because we're single coil people at heart. That's why we
Maybe.
like it.
Maybe. But the 594 is something special too, man.
Oh man,
Like, when did you pick up those PRS guitars? Like, how long ago how
this
long?
year, this year
Oh,
I
okay.
sold the 345 to get the PRS.
All right. Let's talk about the 345 and we'll get back to PRS.
Yes,
So, like,
yes,
I know that you sold it because you had a good offer for it.
yes.
What did you like about it? And can you discuss the differences between maybe a 335 or 355 and that?
So the 345 that I had was the 64 limited edition one. So it came with a Maestro Vibrola, which I really liked. It came with the nylon saddles. Um, Basically, it's just the difference between a 340. Oh, it came with the Veritone as well. The click, click, click. Never used it, but it came with it. It just makes you sound more nasally, and then you just lose yourself in the mix with each click.
Yeah. I was
But
wondering that because they don't really make them with that anymore, and I'm wondering, like, because everyone talks about there is some mojo in that
oh, I
that
didn't know that they don't come with it anymore. The
I
345s.
dude, every lusty guitar I've been looking at lately has not they just don't that
Weird,
doesn't exist. Yeah. So I don't know.
weird. But yeah, it had all the accoutrement of a proper 345, and really that was it. And the pickups were something with an M. I forgot. But the pickups is what I really disliked about it. They were not wax spotted, so they were very microphonic. Anytime I took that guitar to a festival or a big show, big stage, it would look unbelievably beautiful, but it's just would feedback no matter what I did.
Huh.
Tried every trick on earth, tried the whole thing, stuffed the F holes. But even if I bring my hand close to the bridge pickup to pick, it would start feeding back.
Man. Okay.
So, but again, it was. I still think it's probably the most beautiful guitar I've ever owned to this day.
Man. It's hard. It's hard. Man, you're just making me think different things with what you just
Yeah,
said. I mean, is it impossible to change pickups in a semi-hollow like that? Like people talk about how it's hard to do it, but
Not really. I mean, everything has to come out through either the F hole or the bridge pickup.
okay.
That'd be that's how I just did my 330 this way.
Okay. Okay.
So everything comes out really, and then you guys just have to fish it in with like a string or something you can tie in,
Yeah. I feel like the
or just pay
semi
someone to do it. Call it a day.
Well, yeah. That's the thing. I don't dude, how often do you work on your guitars? Are you, like, fearless with that?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Refrets the whole shebang. I do the whole thing. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
How did
The
you
whole.
learn how to do that stuff?
I from a master luthier friend of mine.
Well, that'll work.
Studied with him for like 5 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you know what you're doing, that's
Yeah.
fine. Oh, man. Alright, so then I know who to hit up when I need tech support now. Thanks, buddy.
Yes. I'm your guy.
Alright, let's go back to the PRS. So, I think, dude, I'm really, like, interested in getting a semi-hollow hollow body
You,
kinda thing.
that the try if you can find one 594 hollow body 2 it's called.
Okay.
It's fully hollow, never feeds back. I don't know how they do it. Never feeds back. It is so responsive and they're really beautiful. It's got the maple flame that matches the back. So you can really have an Ed Hardy guitar, the affliction guitar. so, so people can really make fun of us now.
Yeah. Oh my god. Well, let's be real. Looks kind of matter to us a little bit with
Yeah,
guitars.
they do. They do. I don't care if anybody says no. Even on
Yeah.
pedals. Even on pedals.
Yeah, it's true. Dude, I
They
gotta
really
show you
do.
something actually.
Yes.
So speaking of Doyle Bramhall, so I was hawking these. Have you ever played through one of the Burkos Effects Third Stones?
I
So like,
haven't, but he has one.
yeah. So I was hawking reverb forever. And like Sasha wanted one, and I like hit him. I was,
Yeah.
dude, there's like 4 of them on reverb right now, and he bought like I think he put in like a bid on every one, and he might have won
Yes.
2 of them. But this thing, it's sexy, dude. Like it just looks classic. It
Yes.
looks retro.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? But then you have friends like Chris Evans from OCE Pedals. Have you talked to that cat?
I don't think I have yet.
He's a great dude. He's so great. But he made me this. So it's a Rat clone.
Nice.
And I'm a huge Pearl Jam nerd. And
Yes.
this Rat was on Dave Abbruzzese Drumhead during the whole like Versus tour. Like,
Yes.
and there's a song called Rats on that record. But I mean, I'll put it on there. I might not even use it that night, but it just looks
for
cool.
the gram, for the picture. Yeah. No, I agree, dude.
But I don't know.
Some pedals just have that appeal, like that. The 1981, for example. Some pedals just have that appeal, man. They have that look.
Yeah.
And a lot of these small businesses that I'm doing a lot of reviews for, they put so much effort into their stuff to make it look beautiful. Like Agus from Apollo Approved, for example, hand paints every single one, every single pedal by hand.
That's crazy.
So it really is. It really is.
Tell me about them a little bit, because you've got some really cool relationships with some people, and
Yes.
that's a newer one. And was that the one where you're like we're opening the box, they're like, dude, attention to detail. Like, how much
That was
better can
Mason
you get?
Effects. That's the fuzz of the Mason Effects.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay. That
yeah.
was
That
cool too.
oh my god, I can't wait for that video to come out. But yeah, so it's I started doing these pedal reviews, and then I realized that all right, so we talk about boutique pedals a lot in the guitar community, boutique this, boutique that, blah blah blah. But we never really look at the people that do it. We never look at the people that and give them credit. Yeah, this pedal is cool. You go on the gear page and you say, yeah, the pedal is cool. But who made it? Can you tell me who the name of the CEO of Boss Roland? I can't. Do you know the name
Yeah,
of this Fender CEO? I can't. Rob Farrell, Music Box Pedals. Hector Santos, Moneyman Pedals. Agus, Apollo approved. I can keep going. I can
right.
Albert Kester,
Emilio.
Kester Effect,
Yeah,
Emilio from
Cornerstone.
Cornerstone. So we know them, don't we? So
Mhm.
that's the point of that show, is that if we can focus more on the small business itself, almost every time the pedal is better. Every
Yes.
time. Tell me that rat that this guy made for you. Doesn't it sound better than the Proco rat that is made every day on a machine?
100%.
See?
Yeah, yeah.
And it's maybe it's in my head, but but everybody on YouTube tends to hear the difference.
Mhm.
So I mean, like I've compared a real clone to one of Agus's clones, for example. Mind blowing, and everybody picked his instead of the real one. So it's yeah, that's the concept of the show. I started really focusing on small businesses and the people behind the pedal. That's why my videos end up being 30 minutes long, and you see people skip through the talking and go directly to the play. Like, shut up and play.
I love
But
that though. That's great. I mean, I feel like
me too.
you gotta support people and like these people that are sending, pedals or whatever, like Emilio, for instance. Like he's just a wonderful person and
Mhm.
he's doing something that is fresh
Yes.
and it's not like he's like brand spanking new to the scene. I mean, I remember seeing Ariel had one, he had the antique on his pedal board
Yes.
5 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But to know that that guy and his wife and like his small crew are like building these things by
Yep.
hand and
Who
it's
just had a baby and just moved.
I know, right?
Right?
Like that dude's not busy enough,
And
but
he's cranking gladios left and right.
oh my gosh, dude. But I
Yeah.
love that you do that and I love that you support people and lift them up and cuz there's enough room, let's be real, like Josh Scott always talks
Mhm.
about that stuff, but there's enough
Mhm.
room for everybody,
Yes.
like you're going to find your audience. So,
Absolutely,
mm,
absolutely, and it's not only helping them, it's really helping the guitar player. At the end of the day, you're going to get a pedal that is going to be insured and warranted. I'm sorry, for life. Like this
mhm,
guy's still around. Call him. Call you can call him. He's in your DMs anyway. That's where he got the pedal from. So
right.
it's stuff like that. I find that fascinating, and it really is an honor to do that for these guys. Like bring their name out there. Hopefully, they sell out of the pedal, and you don't see that level of attention to detail in anything these days. Not from the dishwasher that I bought last week to the guitar that Fender made. You don't see that much care, I guess, that
Mhm.
goes into a product. I'm
Yeah.
really into that.
No, that's cool. It shows. It shows. You can tell you're passionate about it too. So
Yes,
that
sorry, I'm yelling. Yeah.
no, 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 not at all. No, I just think that you wear that on your sleeve, in a really good way. Um, did you what was the first actual like boutique pedal that you purchased or whatever that gave you the bug?
uh, the Lila Drive, Music Box Pedals Lila Drive.
Oh,
It's
okay.
yeah, it's supposed to be a clone of a Timmy, but with better components and better tweaked, EQ'd better. Sorry, there you go.
Oh, okay. I
EQ'd
didn't know
better.
that.
Yeah, it quickly became one of my favorite overdrives,
Okay.
and because I had the Timmy before, and I'm like, all right, so this is it,
Yeah.
and that's what started the bug pretty much, and then small businesses started reaching out to me,
Okay.
which was lovely.
Man. Yeah, oh dude, totally. I mean I'm not a wealthy man, so anytime that happens, I like embrace it like, "Sweet,
Right.
yeah, I would love to do this."
Yeah.
However, I'm going to be honest and like if I
Yes.
don't like it, I will not
Every
post the
time.
video. Yeah,
Every
so
time. Every
because
time.
the people at Walrus have been great with me and
Mhm.
that 385. Have you played through that thing?
Not yet, but
Dude,
I've heard so many clips.
I have no clue why they're not shouting that from the mountaintop, like,
Right?
because it's so good.
Yes.
I mean, it really is. It's totally different than any other overdrive pedal. It's super dynamic,
Yep.
like ridiculously dynamic, like the Dane. Like the Dane is
Y
like that too. But that pedal is something special, and I feel like I almost want to. And I even said it to him, like, you guys need to push this more. It's so
Right.
freaking
There's
good,
a lot of
man.
stuff. There's a pedal that I didn't even know existed that Walrus Audio makes called the Slarp. It's the slow and the ARP, the ARP, their delay in one enclosure. Like I had no idea that even existed. Everybody wants that, but push
Yeah,
it. Post a picture of it.
yeah. I mean, they're. I mean, I guess they're doing well enough, but
But yeah, they know they know what we're doing. They know what they're doing.
yeah, yeah. I mean, same thing. I think that's what's the coolest thing about like Josh Scott too is like he just
Yeah.
doesn't care. He's like, I lucked
Yeah.
out. I got in at the right time. I'm
Right.
gonna share the love and I'm gonna like show people stuff that I like that
Right.
is not even my company. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
And he
That's
said
cool.
in his last video, he even said, don't buy my pedal, buy this one instead." And it really takes a certain character to do that, man. It really does. It takes a certain gratitude how you got to where you are, and it shows with people
Yeah.
like that.
And it makes you want to buy his pedal all the more after he says
Yes.
that.
Yes.
So he knows what he's doing.
Right.
Um I wanted to ask you, have you watched the Beatles documentary yet?
Not yet. Not yet. I'm waiting
Okay.
till Madison and my wife and I have a night off so we can really focus on it, but not
Okay.
yet. No spoilers.
Are you a Beatles head? Like, are you into the Beatles like heavily?
She is.
Okay.
She is heavily into the Beatles. I like
She's
the
gonna
Beatles.
she's gonna freak out. That's really good.
Yes.
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna
I
say.
can't wait. I can't wait.
um, and then I guess the other thing that I wanted to ask you before we get into lightning round get down. So like, with managing between YouTube and between Instagram and like, how do you decide what to post where and like how you're gonna roll it out? Like, how do you organize all that stuff? Because you do such a seamless job of
Thank you.
making things communicate. You know what I mean?
Thank you. It's really I've learned I owe this to the guys that have done it before me, mainly RJ. So
Mhm.
the way he's done it and he's done it very, very well. The whole reviewer guide thing, he's the king of it. He really
He
is.
is. He
There's
really is.
him and Pete Thorne and all those guys, but he's my favorite personally. So you take you watch their success and you see how they've done it. And I mean I have no idea how to edit videos to this day. Yet I still learn every time I get behind the computer. Like how do you cut? And it's yeah, I had to learn all of that very quickly, man, because I needed content and I needed to put it out. And then I asked uh I asked really the people. I sent a whole bunch of DMs to people. Hopefully, one would answer, and one of them did. And he said the key is consistency. So pick a day, and every day of that, every Tuesday, whatever, release a video. No matter what, release a video. If you know you're going to be late, film two, edit two, and release one. So that's what I've been doing, man. I haven't skipped except today. Today was the first day
Today was a special day because we were hanging
because I wanted to hang out with you. That's why.
out. Well, man, I think I love watching what you do, and
Thank
I
you.
wish you nothing but all the success in the freaking world,
Thank you.
man. You deserve it. You're a great dude. You're a great
Thank you.
player. Everybody. I mean, it's like everyone, like RJ in particular too. Like I had him on in
Mhm.
season 1 of my show. I was like
Yes.
not doing this really yet. And I hit him up and I was like, hey man, new to this. It helped having Joey Landreth as my first guest because he's a friend. But
Right.
like, but he was like, yeah, I'll do it. And like he couldn't be a nicer person. Like,
Humble, humble. They're all just so humble. That's the
mhm.
thing. That's the thing about these days is that your guitar idols, mine at least. Sure, you've got the Eric Johnson and the Steve Vai and the Joe Satriani. But you know what, man? Like the YouTube personality is becoming a thing. Like they're taking a because I mean you can text them. I can't text
Yeah,
Eric Johnson.
yeah, I know,
You can
man.
ask them questions and they always answer. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
I know.
great. It really is.
And RJ is like not only is he on point with like his videos and how he edits things. I mean, when we talked, he's like, dude, I'm not a musician anymore. I feel like I'm a video editor. That's what I feel
Yeah.
like my life is,
Yeah.
which makes sense. What do you use? Like, what are you using now? Are you using Final Cut or Premiere? Like, what are you using?
Premiere.
Okay.
Premiere. Yeah,
Do
I'm
you
using
dig that
Premiere. I do
more?
because I never tried Final Cut. Again, and I bought Premiere a year ago, a year and a bit ago. I just now learning everything.
You're hilarious. I can't
It's
believe
like
that.
it's two buttons that I use. C is cut, V is get the pointer to click somewhere. That's it. That's all I know.
Oh man, it's tough. Like when
It's
you
not easy, man.
no, I know. Trust me, man. Like I don't even do the cinematic type of demo stuff. I just do like one shot. The pedal's there
Yeah,
and I'm in the shot.
me too. Me
You
too.
know,
That's what I do.
and I can't because I can't really. I'll leave it to Rhett and RJ to do all the cool
Right.
stuff. You know what I
Right.
mean?
I don't know
I
how.
can't.
I don't know how. They do. I don't.
Well, think about people like you remember that dude Gearman dude?
Yes.
I mean, he's still doing it, but like he just would
Yeah.
like it would just be
It
a
you just
video
see his
of the
feet.
pedal. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's one of the OGs,
Oh,
you know?
yeah. I always thought he
So
was Jack Black, but yeah.
everybody did for a while there. Here, let me see if there's any. I think there might have been. No questions. But we have a couple of other. Oh, somebody from Indonesia saying
No,
hello.
that's Agus. That's the Apollo approved guy.
Oh,
We were just talking about you.
hey! Yes, we were. All right. Here's Yep. Check
Oh,
out Noel
man.
Bramhall playing with
Oh,
Roger
God, yes.
Waters.
Oh, man. Oh, man, yes. I've seen it so many times.
He's a monster. And then the DGT comment, yeah. When I went to Nashville, buddy, I hung out with Zach from Mythos, and he has
Mhm.
a gold top DGT.
Yeah.
That thing was friggin' gorgeous. Like
Yes.
that dude has some cool gear, man. Have you ever played any of the Mythos stuff?
Yes. What do I have? I have the Argonaut, the small octave up thing that you can
Yeah,
put behind any overdrive, makes it an octafuzz type thing.
yeah,
Love his pedals. And
I know.
I want to get an Oracle, that delay that he just released this year.
Dude, can I tell
Yeah.
you something really quick?
Yes.
So I myself have not. I've been using pedals since day one
Yeah.
because I relied on that for funky sounds.
Yeah.
But I've probably bought and sold 30 to 50 delay pedals in my lifetime. I just never really connected with anything. That 100%
Is
connected.
it the one? Because see, I'm very new to pedals, and I never liked delay until last week or so because of RJ. It's always RJ. But yeah, about a week or so ago, I started like, all right, dude, I want that new Memory Man. That's what it was. The new Memory Man
Oh
released.
yeah, the
That
smaller
yes,
footprint. Yeah,
yes. And
I
I heard
saw that.
RJ play it, and I'm like, hmm. So you're telling me this is a chorus and a thing, and I can do ambient stuff with it? All right, I need a delay. So I started looking and looking and looking. I'm looking at the Universal Audio Starlight, but everybody keeps telling me Oracle is the one.
Let me tell you something, man. I've played the Starlight. I've played so many. I had the D1 from Walrus. I had a ton
Mhm.
of stuff. And there's nothing more musical than the Oracle. Nothing. Like I can't tell you how immediately satisfied I was. Even like I use it mostly for slapback,
Yeah.
and it's so musical. It never gets in the way. You can have the mix wicked loud, and it does not get in the way. Like I don't know
Do you put
what
it in front of the amp or in the effects loop? That's also a question.
I put it in front of the amp.
Okay,
I
cool.
never run anything through the effects loop. I am not that nerdy. I am just like a
Yeah, I have
plain
no
Jane.
idea what goes in the effects loop and what doesn't. I just research it before a YouTube video, act like I know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, it's a thing, and I know
Mm,
about it, but I'm like, I'm too lazy, I think, to do it.
yeah,
That means I need more cables and
more cables and oh man, I don't even know which cable to use. No.
yeah, but it's I think that you would really get along well with that. I would recommend it. So,
Yeah, I got you.
so here we go. Question: When is the next album releasing?
That is a good story. That is a good story and a good question. Very soon. I think I found the right guys and the right studio. Really, it's not the right guys. I've had a killer band, but it's finding the right studio right now
Mm.
in Florida that knows the sound that I'm going for. And yeah, leave it at that. I'm looking for the right studio, but soon. I promise you soon.
And then I think is this your pal saying hi?
This is my wife. Hello. You're right here. Hello.
Memory Man Love. Let's see here. Okay. I think that's it. Are you ready to do some lightning round get down? You ready to get
Yes.
goofy?
Yes, I
Let's
am.
friggin' do this. All right. So, you know the drill here because you've seen this, but I'm going to ask you 10 questions.
Mhm.
You can explain your answers if you like. It's kind of a this or that type of a situation, but you can explain your answers if you like. If you don't want to and you want to burn right through them, feel free.
Okay.
All right, here we go. We're going to go cruising at an altitude of 110 BPM. First question's always the same.
Mhm.
Lennon or McCartney?
Lennon.
Trumpet or trombone?
Trumpet with a mute.
Okay. Winter or summer Olympics?
Winter.
3 or 2-piece suit?
Three-piece suit all day, every day. I wear a bow tie to go to bed. Are you kidding me? I'm wearing a suit right. I was gonna wear a suit to this.
All right, Grogu or Baby Yoda? Which one do you prefer? What name?
I think Grogu, because I'd like to stick to the way they want us to say it. Grogu.
Yeah. Have you watched all the Mandalorian stuff? Yeah. Dude, how cute. So I'm rewatching it again with my daughter, and like
Mhm.
when he learns his name, and
Yeah.
every time he says his name, he's like, oh, every
Yeah.
time he says
Perks
his
up.
name. It's so cute. Calzone or Stromboli?
Calzone.
The Who or Cream?
Cream.
Michael Keaton or Christian Bale as Batman?
Oh, dude, no, don't do this to me. For originality, all right, I'm gonna say Christian Bale. I'm gonna be shot. Christian Bale.
Okay. 335 or 345?
345. No
Okay.
questions.
And this is the last one. Sometimes it's the easiest, sometimes it's the hardest. If you could take any album and erase it from your memory, so you've never heard it before, just so you could go back and experience it for the first time again, what album would that be?
Dark Side of the Moon.
Okay, explain to me why.
Because for me, the concept of you hit play on Speak to Me, you hit play on the very first song and you listen to it in its entirety, and you start in one place physically and you're dimensionally in a completely different place by the end of the album. No album has done that to me since.
Man, that is a
Nothing has
really
done that since.
that is a great answer. That's
Thanks.
true. I
We're
mean,
practicing it. Practiced it all week.
how many times that's what you did today instead of doing your video?
Yeah. Yeah.
How many times have you done the Wizard of Oz Dark Side of the Rainbow thing?
0 times.
So now you have to experience that. So you've got Zeppelin under your belt.
Is
You've
that a
got some
thing though?
pedals.
Is that really a thing?
It's
It's not a
cool.
myth.
It's cool, man.
I need to do it.
It's pretty cool. And you know what? There's this band that I grew up with older siblings who were really into the Grateful Dead, and
Yeah.
my brother was the middle child. So my sister was into the Dead.
Mhm.
My brother got into Fish because it was a little harder edged
Yeah.
and he was at that age. But I grew up on 90s grunge, so like Fish really spoke to me too because it was a little heavier.
Yeah.
And so then I started seeking out other jam bands because I'm really into improvisation and stuff. So like there's this band called Mo. I don't know if you know about those guys. They're from like upstate New York. But one Halloween show they all dressed up in Wizard of Oz garb, and they had a huge screen up, and they played Dark Side of the Moon live
The whole
to the Wizard of Oz.
dude, intense. That's a lot of work.
Super
Props.
cool. They all had headphones on,
Yeah.
so they were probably playing to a click and staying with it. But like for instance, like in the Wizard of Oz, when the witch shows up and there's like that black smoke,
Yeah.
when you hear black,
Yeah.
that's like when that black smoke pops and stuff. So I don't know. Happy coincidence. Who cares? It's kind
Yeah.
of
I need to do it. I need
It's
to do
cool.
it because I've listened to Dark Side of the Moon endless amount of times.
I know. Gabe Dixon from the Tedeschi Trucks band, when I had him on here, that was his answer. And he's a huge, I thought he was going to drop like an Elton John album, like Tumbleweed Connection or something, because he's a huge Elton John head. But he said Dark Side, and I was like, did not expect that.
Yeah.
So But
It
yeah.
really is an emotional thing. It just takes me places. It really does.
What's your next Pink Floyd album after that?
Animals,
Okay.
I think. I think
Okay.
animals would be,
Yeah.
or The Wall. I don't know.
Yeah.
Another tough one. I thought it was 10 questions, not 11.
Sorry, buddy. Anyway, one more drop here.
Yes.
There he is.
Sean.
Yes. Sean showed up. Sean's going to be on season 4. We just
Awesome.
talked about that the other day. He's going to
Awesome.
come on. So,
Great guy.
so dude, thank you for hanging out, man. This is
Thank you.
so
Thank you for
great.
having me.
I hope one day we get to do this in person, man. It would
Yes.
be a lot of
Yes.
fun.
You're always welcome here. Pick one of these and we'll play it together.
So tell people where they can find you and everything if they want to, subscribe and all that.
Definitely. YouTube.com/Buddy Blues and at Buddy Blues on Instagram. That's where you get all my daily shenanigans everywhere.
And his little icon, his graphic is so cool. You can't miss it. It's like a little bow tie and a big
Thanks.
beard.
I did it
Yeah.
on MS Paint with a friend.
It's awesome. It's so
Thank you.
cool. Yeah, man.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you again, buddy, for making the time and hanging out. And you guys take care of yourself. Take care of each other. We'll see you next time.